Yeah, this is where,
This is
if
where
it
we're
were
doing
the
it.
other folks would be saying a prayer.
I have asked you to take these to our back when we leave.
When we leave.
Okay, we might have time to take.
And when we leave, we're saying
Freedom for Gaza, Justice for Gaza. And I also have copies of our demands.
yeah, I need a copy of that.
And I have
For Gaza.
The thing is, Ed, we can't wait till next week because over the weekend, hundreds more people are going to die.
And actually, today, Ed, I need to tell you that we're here to sit in
fairness, is that I wanted to go back and get clarity around these positions with my party. And I thought that you would think that that would be a fair thing to do.
How can we wait any longer? How can we wait?
You did, Mr. Kern.
Your party has been pretty clear. You know, I don't really believe your party is going to change its mind. We hoped you might.
As our representative.
Yeah.
We've written to Prime Minister Harper and Minister Cannon and gotten nowhere on these. They just won't recognize that they're war crimes. We wrote specifically on the Canada's vote on the UN Human Rights Council, and they won't reverse that. So it's down to you to take a stand.
And do you know
to
how
represent us.
embarrassing that is as Canadians for our country to vote against that, the only vote against that? That makes me sick to call myself a Canadian.
And we came here, we deliberately didn't bring with us our Arab friends, our Muslim friends, any of those people. We wanted you to realize, you know, that here's 4 people born in Canada, about as white bread as you can find. And we are just as concerned and just as embarrassed about our government as those other people who have direct personal ties to Palestine.
And I have Muslim friends coming in
I'm
to
sure.
this office on Monday, and we're going to have a dialogue on this as well.
This is a humanitarian crisis. We don't need dialogue, we need action. We need our government to stand up. We need action. While we're sitting in this office, children are dying in Gaza. Children are being burned with white phosphorus. It's not okay.
Yeah, we've rallied over the past couple of weeks with thousands and thousands of Londoners, time after time after time. Huge fundraisers, rallies on the street, gatherings of women and children telling their stories, the stories of their relatives. And, you know, like, what can we've written letters, we've sent faxes, we've sent emails. What more can we do?
Can I excuse me for just a minute? A channel is here. I'm gathering all those people out by the road. Are related to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. They're wondering if they could get a little shot of you guys meeting together. And I told them I'd speak to you about that.
This feels like an interesting setup.
Yeah.
It's not a setup. This is an opportunity, Ed.
Well-
Take this opportunity.
In my first couple of months now as a member of Parliament, it's kind of an interesting new experience in that I've never had folks just come in and say they're staying. And so what I would say to you is I would just appreciate the courtesy to have that dialogue. And on a Friday at 5 o'clock, the odds of getting the minister, or that minister, or the Prime Minister for that matter, would be very
Well,
difficult.
can we try?
Yeah, I could try.
Okay.
Your cabinet colleagues have had a long time to answer this. This is 3 weeks of this massacre, okay? These people can't wait longer.
We feel like there's nothing left to do except what we're doing.
And it's not about
We're
us.
desperate because they're desperate.
And
You don't know my style yet, but I believe in everybody being straight up. It's fine that there are folks here. I would not have avoided this meeting, so you know if that was the fear. But I believe in full disclosure too, and I think it would have been appropriate to do that.
Well, your party hasn't displayed full disclosure, Ed.
We-
and that's,
And what I'm asking
It's
you to
true, we
do,
don't know.
what I'm asking you to do, Cory, is to give me a chance to talk to my
Look,
party.
we've had...
And to answer your question, until I've had a chance to have more dialogue with my party, I'll be really clear. I'm not prepared to make more statements about that because I do need to have that. I think that's a thoughtful dialogue because I want to
We
be able to
initiated a
respond.
dialogue on the 8th of January.
Okay.
We and a dozen other groups in London signed a letter to Prime Minister Harper, to Minister Cannon, and to you and all the other London MPs. We haven't heard responses from the government. I think you know what we thought, and you know what we wanted for over a week. So, I mean, we initiated a dialogue. This isn't a surprise. We haven't got an satisfactory answer from the government.
But
You
you've
know,
come,
we
in, you've come in good faith to me,
Yeah.
and I'm asking you in good faith.
Well, we came in good faith to you on the 8th of January, and we didn't hear anything yet. You could have consulted with Cannon or Harper about those points and had some answers for us and told us whether you're going to follow your conscience or your caucus.
And I'm asking you to give me the chance to have that dialogue.
And we're asking you to follow your conscience right now.
Well, the two may not be inconsistent. I'm asking you to give me a chance to dialogue with them.
Well,
That's what I'm
we
asking you
can
to do.
wait here in our office while you dialogue with them.
That's fine.
And we're happy to do
I've
that.
cleared my calendar.
Well, then you know we could be here a long time, folks.
If I was this father and this was happening to my child, I'd want to know that people elsewhere in the world weren't just having a dialogue. I would want to know that they were actually doing something, doing everything they could to at least call this by its name and stop even using euphemisms like self-defense. That's what I would want if I was that guy.
I am not confident that I'll be able to reach the minister, but you know what? Let me make an effort. All right?
Thank you.
And what I will do is, if I'm not able to, then I will tell you I won't make a statement. If I can't make more of a statement than that, because I need to understand, again, please respect, from my perspective, that I need to understand and get clarity around my party's position on all this. I've got your opinions, and I respect that you have your opinions, and I respect that.
Our opinions reflect those of thousands and thousands and thousands of Londoners.
I appreciate that.
And most of the international community. And Canada stands alone with what, the US and maybe Australia on this. But the world community is increasingly calling this by its name. In my line of work, I read the European press. There people are saying this is a war crime. But why is Canada covering it up?
We are losing respect of our international community, Ed. This is an opportunity to show that one of our conservatives at least has a conscience.
Well, if it wasn't, you'll forgive my naivete, but if it wasn't to set up the E-channel, wouldn't be here, and if there's folks out there, they wouldn't be there unless
Not
it's
set up.
Well, we
That's
had
an
a plan.
opportunity.
of
Yeah,
course.
well, that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
That's pretty clear.
But it's an
And I
opportunity.
know
It's
what
still
you're
an
trying to
opportunity.
do, but
it's
you know
still an
what?
opportunity.
Yeah, but you know what?
It's still an opportunity, and you've had a pretty good idea of what we were looking for more than a week, and you've had other priorities.
Well,
so we're trying to change your priorities
and I
to his
understand.
priorities.
Yeah, we've done the rallies, we've done the letters, we've done the emails, we've done the phone calls. Now we're doing this. These people need us. They need governments like our government to take a stand.
We are their
and
only
say
voice.
the truth.
We are their only hope. You are our hope today.
I think the issue might be, am I prepared to go as far as you're asking me to go? That
Yeah.
might be the question.
Yeah.
And while it's a legitimate question, what I've said to you is I want to get my party's position on these issues as well, including definition of war crime and some of the specifics here, to be able to respond. And you know, believe me when I tell you, I understand tragedy. And so when I see this, my heart goes to these folks. It has to. I don't know what I can get in the next few minutes. If I can't, I'll come back and tell you that as well. But you're welcome to stay here for a few minutes. And please, I would tell you that if I can't do that, then I won't make a position beyond what I've said. I'm not trying to put you in an awkward spot, or myself for that matter. I'm just trying to be thoughtful in this. And let me do that. So you'll excuse me for a few minutes.
Got more on the back. No?
Can I get this in?
Esther, where are you at?
We're just outside the car working.
Okay, good. Very good, thank you. He's gone away to see if he can get a line to somebody in his caucus to find out what he thinks. No, sorry, what he's allowed to say. And we're waiting.
This was not the meeting that I anticipated. And I also told him that you came very peacefully with legitimate concerns. I've told him that from the standpoint of you've asked me to confirm a document, that I need confirmation on some points, and that I want, and that what I am prepared to do is take this directly to the minister. I'm up in Ottawa on Tuesday. I know your timelines, and I understand that.
What are you taking a position on it is the question. What are you telling the minister? That some people want this, but you don't think it's a good idea, or you think this is a good idea?
Well,
what is your call?
We come back to that point, and my call is that there's some aspects of this that I'm asking for more information and from our government, so that I can come back and give you a genuine response on this.
But why do you, I mean, what information are you looking for specifically? What point is it exactly?
Well, we can do a circle on this. And Cory, I'm not trying to be argumentative at all.
But I think we've made it clear
Yeah,
that
you have.
about your
Your
government.
no, your position is really clear.
And your government's position is very clear.
Well, but to be fair, if I mean, you're asking me to take a position against what you say is against my government, and what I'm saying to you is give me the opportunity to talk to my government about this position, because I know you have done the research that you have done, and I'm asking you to give me that same courtesy.
Maybe we could take this opportunity to get someone from Amnesty on the phone and
I
talk
don't
to
think
them.
that serves a purpose. That's not the Conservative government.
No.
And the folks that I
They've
want to speak
taken a
to.
position and they could certainly
They could-
educate you.
Well, did you-
You said you needed information. They're in the business of gathering information.
And I would suggest to you that our government isn't taking positions blindly. I'd like to understand what their rationale is. I don't think your position is that you want me to take this to my government. That's what I actually thought you wanted me to do. That's not what you
I
want me
want
to do.
you to take
That's
a
what-
position.
That's right. That's exactly what you do. And I'm telling you, if I just to be respectful, that I'm not prepared to take that position tonight.
So you've had ample time to research those, and you've
Well-
chosen not to.
No, I think that's not appropriate, and it's not appropriate. And you know what?
We haven't had a reply from the minister, or from the prime minister, or from you.
But I'm prepared though to take this right to the minister, unless you don't want me to.
Please do. But,
Okay, then I will. Then I will.
And we'll wait here for the answer. But the point is, you've had time. This still wasn't sprung on you today. You and your government have had time, ample time to react, and they haven't budged from their position, which is it's somehow this man's fault that his child is getting
There's
incinerated.
countries reacting all over this world.
We really feel that a humanitarian crisis like this has to take precedent over everything else that's happening when people are dying, when children are dying.
I'm going to take this directly to the minister, and you know what? I will be if that's what you want me to do.
Yes,
But I'm not prepared to make a comment until any further comments about that until such time. I'm just asking you for that as a courtesy.
And
No,
we're
you-
prepared to wait.
Why has Canada not followed Venezuela and Bolivia's lead, and some other countries' lead in breaking relations with Israel?
I said, because I have not heard that they had broken relations. So you know what? I will get more information on that, and I will do that.
I have to say, I'm really shocked that we know more about what's going on than our own government.
I don't think you're shocked. I don't. No.
This is international news on the front page of every paper all over the world. Surely to God, these children and people are more important than budgets.
Let me come back to the point that I've said, that I am taking this directly to the minister. And you may not be satisfied with that, but that's what I'm doing. And I am going to ask you as a courtesy, though, to leave the office now. And I hope that you will. And if you do, then I will promise to come back to you with my response next week.
Just need to
We
get an
are their
answer.
only voice.
I understand that. I understand what you said.
We're here for them.
I understand that as well.
If this happened to my children, I would hope to God that someone else would sit in like we are today and do this for me. That's what I would hope for. That's what I would pray for. So today, out of respect for these people, out of respect for the women, the men, the children that have been killed over there, we will sit and we will wait until you speak to your minister.
I would ask you politely to leave. I think that's the appropriate thing. I mean, at some point somebody goes to bed, and I would be, and my staff will leave, and I will leave, and that would not be an appropriate resolution for me. And I'm not, folks, I'm not trying to be inappropriate with you. I am not. If you feel this is your only answer by sitting here until such time, then you know, are you asking me to come back and give you the ultimatum stuff? And if you don't, then I'll ask the police to come in, because they will. And you know, and you know what? But I don't want to take that kind of a position with you. You've been all polite, and no one's been inappropriate here. You surprised me with this, and you have. But having said it, I will genuinely do what I've said I'm going to do. But it won't be with you staying in my office until such time as when I've spoken to the minister. That's not appropriate. So,
Can I suggest to you to keep trying to get the minister on the phone?
It's hard to believe that
I think when this hits
government
Canadian
officials
press,
can't be
Canadian press, it
reached.
might get Mr. Cannon's staff's attention, and they might get in touch with him.
folks, you've heard what I've had to say. If
Well, and
that's-
you've heard what we have to
And
say,
I have.
which is we were asking for you to choose your conscience over your caucus.
So here's what I will do, is then I'm going to ask my staff to ask the police to come in and just ask him to be removed from the office, and I'm sorry. You have no idea how sorry I am.
Well, you have no idea how sorry we are, and because we really wanted you to lead on this and say to your party, this is what we need to do, people. We are doing a huge disservice to Canadians, millions of Canadians that are ashamed at the position our government's taken on this issue.
I think that unfortunately, truly unfortunately, that I'm going to have a call made, and I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Very sorry.
No paddy.
Just a cruiser.
We're gonna
Yeah.
have to walk.
They didn't tell them that one cruiser is kind of, to seat 4 is a little bit tight.
Understand you have 2 more people joining you? Okay, I just need to know.
Can't see him, Bob. I heard David on the radio. Yeah, well, we can see him.
So they've written on that. Mr. River wants it, so we'll ask them. I don't know if this paper's
They're reading their rights right now.
Are they? Right. What else do they read?
Wendy.
Freedom for Gaza.
Justice for Gaza.
Freedom
For Gaza. Justice for Gaza.
Freedom for Gaza. Justice for Gaza.
Freedom for Gaza.
Justice for Gaza.
Freedom for Gaza.
Justice for Gaza.
Yeah, I'm leaving. We're leaving.
Oh, that's right. The last.
Oh, what?
If you want to go last, you can.
Sure, whatever. No, if you have, if you have to go ahead, that's fine with me. Yeah, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Freedom for Gaza. Justice for Gaza. Justice for Gaza. Justice for Gaza.
Justice for Gaza.
Freedom for Gaza.
Justice for Gaza.
Freedom
For Gaza. Justice for Gaza.
Freedom for Gaza. Justice for
Gaza.
Freedom for Gaza. Justice for Gaza. Freedom for Gaza. Justice for Gaza. Freedom for Gaza. Justice for Gaza. Freedom for Gaza. Justice for Gaza. Freedom for Gaza. Justice for Gaza. Freedom for Gaza. Justice for Gaza. Freedom for Gaza.
Justice for Gaza.
Freedom for Gaza.
Justice for Gaza.
Freedom for Gaza.
Justice for Gaza.
So like, no
That was
charges.
very funny. You're not going
No
to stand
charges.
out here very long.
No.
Freedom
for all of us.
For Gaza. For Gaza. Justice for Gaza.